Next morning, thanks POV. I was walking towards her room with her breakfast in my hands. I stood in front of her door and took a deep breath in. A person like me is feeling nervous because of a girl. Ironic. I sighed and inserted the key to open the door and pushed it slowly. Dark. She didn't even bother to open the curtains. I entered slowly and looked at the bed. She's not there. What? Where is she? My world is revolving. Someone had hit me from behind, on my head. So hard. I threw the breakfast dish on the floor, held my head and let out a loud growl. I touched my head and all I could see was red. I heard someone's fast footsteps running away. Unviolent. Ugh. I tried to keep my pain and visible frustration at bay as I slowly began walking in the direction that she went. I came downstairs whistling at her, approached Jimin and Jungkook, who were eating their breakfast at the table. By the way, I was still bleeding. Maid dashed towards me, clutching a first aid kit. She was about to touch my head when I glared at her, causing her to back away and look down. Jimin rose from his seat and sighed as he approached me. That's why I don't want to get married. Bro got a great wedding gift. Direction. Front door was locked. She panicked and went to the rooms on the right side. Not gonna lie, she's a warrior. She was literally running for her life. I took a juice glass, gulped it down in one go, and stood up from his chair. If you hear any noise from us, don't look back. Oh! Hit shook his head slightly and went back to his seat to it like nothing happened. Thanks, POV. I was walking through the lobby, whistling again. I loudly banged on one of the doors and heard movement in the next. Do it. Cute. I chuckled, shook my head and turned the doorknob to open it. What if she hits me again? Really, Kim, you're afraid of a girl, and her mere hits. My inner self mocked me. She's capable of being anything but weak. No way. I retorted at my inner self and threw the door open, bracing myself for any possible attacks from her side. I walked in after looking in all directions. She is hiding once more. I whistled my way to bed and sat on the bed, staring at the closet. I know she's in there. I chuckled again, finding it amusing how hard she tries but still manages to fail miserably. There you are. I approached the closet and opened the door normally. She shivered slightly as she sat with her head over her ears and her eyes tightly closed, looking at her. I knelt down next to her and whispered in her ear. Can you please stop acting as if you have somewhere to write from? Vine's POV. His sinister whisper shook me to my core, and I pushed him away from his chest, causing him to back away and give me space to come out. I tried to run again, but he grabbed my arm and pushed me against the wall. He pinned me and drew dangerously close to my face, his dark eyes intensely staring into my white ones. You like it rough, don't you? I just stared in his eyes with the same intensity. Within a quick second, I put my hand behind him and pulled up from his waist, pushed him hard, loaded that, and pointed it at his chest. Enough of your drama. Do you expect me to beg you for my life? He's not scared. I know I can't unalive him, but I can unalive myself. I'm useless, my sister is in danger, and even if I try my hardest, there's a high chance I won't know where she is. So why don't I just kill myself? Perhaps they'll free her after discovering that their enemy is dead. I smiled at him, and his calm expression turned into a little shock wound. I put that on my head. And was about to pull the trigger when he lunged at me, grabbed my hand in a death grip, and moved it toward the ceiling, forcing me to shoot the ceiling. I was only milliseconds away from putting an end to everything. I was stunned by my own stupidity. What was I thinking a few seconds ago? When I felt hot breath fanning my nose, I froze. slowly raised my teary, terrified gaze to his face, and he was breathing fire. His eyes were red and he was breathing heavily, his angry gaze boring holes in my soul. He grabbed my shoulders and yanked me toward the bed. I fell and he hovered over me, pinning me to the bed with both wrists. I couldn't speak or move because I was too stunned. Tears streamed from my eyes and landed on my cheeks. Give up already. Do you think I like hurting you? Turned her face to the left side. He chuckled like a lunatic again, putting his on my cheeks and giving me a long cry. I sobbed even harder. He is messing with my mental health. I've never felt so weak. He detached and sniffed while snuggling his face in the crook of my neck. He left his mark on my neck, making my breath stuck in my throat before facing me again. He was holding my hand so tightly that it will definitely leave bruises. You are the one who made this ugly. He left my one hand and I couldn't move it as it feels like my blood flow has stopped in my hand. I heard him open the side table drawer, and then he handcuffed one of my wrists to the bed. I growled and fought back, but he won. He got up on his feet and smirked at me. You like this room, right? It's yours now, princess. He moved toward the door to leave the room while I yelled at him and struggled to break free. He turned his gaze and said, I don't like hurting you. I love it. And he walked away. I just kept trying, but after a few failed attempts, I lay there emotionless, exhausted, and tears streamed out of my eyes once more. I'm sorry, Yuki. I'm really sorry. Thanks, POV. Office in Germany. Jimin and JK walked in. What now? Look. I was turned to see the photos. It's of a young girl who has been injured. Yuki. Who did this? Kai. He sent these photos to your official phone number. I took the tablet from Jimin's grasp and examined it carefully. Message written. You're a little one. Find out this location. I tried, but wasn't successful. Then try again. Contact Yoon Gi-hoon. They walked out and I rubbed my temples in frustration. Why are you getting so restless? My inner self prompted. It's her sister, I answered. Right. It's her sister, your enemy's sister. My inner self barked again. Shut up. She is my enemy. In any way, she is mine, only mine, and her everything is mine as well. Her sister is also my responsibility, and Kai is trying to mess with me. Now I'll show him the real mess. Ryan is crying because of him. Only I have the right to make her cry. My inner critic went silent after my outburst. At night, Vine's POV. On the empty, dark streets, I was running like a maniac. While light raindrops were falling from the sky, street lights were flickering just like my senses. I was on the verge of collapsing from exhaustion. I didn't eat anything from yesterday, but I can care less at this point. All I want is to escape from him and find my sister. I unlocked every lock with my hairpin, sneakily knocked his guards and some maids out of the way, and escaped from his mansion's back door. I don't know where my phone is. I don't have money or anything. I'm going towards my apartment, but I'll hide outside for some time and will go inside to take money when I know his men aren't there. I executed my plan and found no danger. I went inside through a back door from the backyard after hiding outside for 30 minutes. I went inside my bedroom and quickly took my cash. I was about to leave when the telephone rang loudly, making me flinch. I was about to ignore it and leave, but something stopped me. What if the call is from Yuki's actual kidnapper? I walked over to the phone and hesitantly picked it up. Hello? Don't you get sick of this endless running? Tae? Yes, love. I was about to hang up, but he said, "Don't you dare to put the receiver down. I know who kidnapped your Yuki." I froze on my spot. Come back running just like you went away, and I'll save your sister. Otherwise, your sister will suffer just like I saw in the photos, and you will suffer even more. Photos? Trying not to think of the worst case scenario. Your accounts are also in my access. I'll take all the mission reward money back as well as yours. I don't care about money, tell me where is Yuki. Come back like a good girl and find out yourself. Okay, I'm coming. But what if you're lying again? Trust me, love. We have our differences. I can't lie continuously like you. And I'm just giving you a chance to make things easier for you. Because if I come to take you, you know very well that it would end well for you. on the other side. Thanks, POV. She cut the call and I chuckled. Jimin and JK are staying in another mansion for tonight because I have some special plans for my digress. I chained her to the bed, but she still managed to escape. Despite the tight security, she never ceased to amaze me. Laura, is everything all ready? Yes, sir. Food, decoration, soft chair, chains, everything is ready. Arrive safely, love.